everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going fantastic. I'm back again with 2 more cards. We're going to make a simple card using a background stamp, and then we're going to make another card, and we're going to piece together it using a die set. Both of these are from Hero Arts. It's from their Hero Studio subscriptions. And I actually didn't know this, but Hero Arts has, like Spellbinders has monthly club kit subscriptions. Hero Arts does too, and they're pretty fabulous. And the price point is great. Right now, I have the May kits. So I have the May 2025 kits, and at the moment, the background stamp here is the cling stamp. It's a red rubber cling stamp, and this is $20 a month. This one is $25 a month for the die of the month, but they have more club kits. They have stencils, they have, of course, the card kit. Then they also have Stamp and Cut. So there's several. Actually, I'll just leave the link down below if you guys want to head on over and check out the Hero Studios. But they're pretty neat. And also, there's free shipping on these if you're only in the US though. If you're in the US and you do have the Hero Studio subscription, then the shipping is free. I thought that was pretty fabulous. And these are exclusive, so they're not in the shop. Although, if there are any leftover from the subscriptions, if I can talk, they'll be available in the shop next month. So that's a nice thing too. So if you really like this one and there's some available, it'll be in the shop next month. Of course, you won't get the 6 to 14% discount, but they'll be available in the shop without the subscription, which is nice. But we're going to make 2 cards today. We're going to do some die cutting, and let's get started. First, we're going to do we'll do some piecing together with the Village Florist. Look how cute this is. I'm going to try and zoom in without my camera going fuzzy. But isn't that such a cute little floral shop? And then there's a room up here for a greeting. Okay, I'm going to bring in the dies and some pattern paper. The nice thing is too, the cardstock that I use is from Spellbinders. It's the ColorWheel cardstock, and Hero Arts has the same cardstock. Win-win, because I really love the brand new ColorWheel cardstock. So let's get the dies out, and we're going to do some die cutting. Okay. So I have all the dies. There are some smaller pieces in here, but then you have the large Flower Shop. I chose some peachy colors and some teals, a little bit of blue in here. Some of the flowers I'm going to die cut out multiple times with the blue and the lighter teal colored cardstock, and I'll die cut out several leaves. And I'm going to do that. Oh, I do want to mention that the brown cardstock that I'm using is Nina Desert Storm cardstock. So it's Nina Craft cardstock and not the ColorWheel. So I thought a lighter craft would look really good with my project today. So I'm going to run everything through my die cut machine. I have everything die cut out. And I did cut out some extra stems for my flowers with peridot cardstock. And all we do is add our flowers to our stems. There's even little tulip-shaped flowers, which are just adorable. The flower bucket here, we can add a little handle to. And we'll just add a little bit of glue, and we'll attach this. I'm going to actually attach the opposite colors. We have the little stand here that we can add a flower bucket on. So I'm going to add some glue here, and we will add the flower bucket here. I'm going to add a little glue behind one of my vases, and then we are just going to tap down some of the flowers behind here. And our florals are all done. We'll put those to the side and let those dry. And in the meantime, we're going to work on our shop here. We have these 2 pieces that we can stamp a greeting on. Let's go ahead and add glue behind here. And we'll layer these together. Okay, we have the roof, and we'll tack this down to this piece here. I love that it's one piece. How quick and easy is this? So quick and easy. Love it. Okay, so this is ready to go. We have our door. We're going to go ahead and add a little with some glue behind here. And we'll tack these together. And then we have the little circles that I think I just buried. There we go. And then we're going to add a little knob to our screen door. Let's go ahead and add one of these. Cute. For my window, I cut out 2 different colors. We're going to bring in some scissors, and I'm going to trim off the bottom half here. And I'm going to glue it on the darker color. I thought we'd make 2 tones. And then I can go ahead and add this little shelf right along the top. Okay, and then we can add our window frame right over it, kind of framing it in. How cute is this? Oops. That's our window. And maybe we should add some window panes on the bottom here with the darker color. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in some of my darker peach, which is actually Bellini. And then using my door, I'm going to cut out some of these small windows here. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll bring in a little bit more of that darker teal. Okay. Yeah, let's do a little layering with this, just to tie everything together. We'll take these little pieces and we will add them to our door. There we go. That looks cute. That kind of ties everything together. Now we're going to take this piece and we're going to add it to the top here. And then this little angled piece goes at the very bottom. We have 2 longer pieces, 1 shorter piece. The longer pieces go to the left and right of the shop. We'll attach these. It just kind of frames it in. This is really nice. And then we have this piece. Okay, I'm going to do a little Flower Shop modifying. I'm going to add a little glue at the very top here. And then we're going to take this piece and I'm going to add this here. I'll just trim that end off. So we have the chiffon at the very top, and then I'm going to take this, we're going to pop this up with some foam squares, and I'm going to add this to the very top here. Okay, and then we can add our door. How cute is this? Okay. Now I decided not to use my stand for this little flower bucket. We're going to actually put this directly in the window. So I'm going to use a foam square and we're going to pop this up and put it inside of our window. Okay, I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to add a little glue at the front of the door here. And we're going to add a flower pot here. Okay, I'm not going to remove the release paper just yet because we're going to work on our background. And I'm not going to use the stand today. For my background, I have an A2 panel of alabaster cardstock. We're going to use our cling stamp for this. And I think we're going to do some heat embossing. So I'm going to treat my paper with my anti-static powder tool. And then I'm bringing in my watermark ink. I'm using my Versamark. And we're just going to go over this. And we're going to ink up this background and heat emboss. We're going to add our panel directly to our background. Give it a good press. I'm going to go over this panel with some white embossing powder. And then I'll use my heat gun and we'll melt it. I'm actually going to make 2 panels just like this. I'm going to do the same thing one more time, and then we're going to work on our next card. Okay, so I have 2 panels that I heat embossed with white embossing powder, and then I also heat embossed another panel using the using Seaside cardstock. Okay, these 2 we're going to actually use for our next card, but I'm going to take this panel and we're going to add it to the front of our A2 size card base. Okay, now for my greeting, I'm using a Stamp and Cut set. This has been around Hero Arts for a very long time. I know I've had this for a long time. This is the Thanks Stamp and Cut set. So I cut out Thanks using the same Seaside cardstock here, and then I chose this Stamp and Cut set because I think the greeting is going to fit perfectly in here. We're going to take, I think Thanks a Bunch goes perfect with this, so I'm going to bring in an acrylic block. Before I stamp, you know what, I think I'm going to glue down my Thanks. I'm gluing it towards the left because we're going to actually add our flowers over here. And I'm going to use some blue ink and add a little shade of blue at the very top. I'm not sure what ink is on this brush, but I'm just using the leftover. I just want a little light blue shadow. I think that'd be really pretty. Okay, and then we're going to stamp a bunch in this open spot here. And then our greeting is all good to go. Now I put foam tape behind my Flower Shop, and we're going to add this. We're going to put this in the center here. We're going to add our greeting here, and then I am going to add my little, and then we're going to add our extra little flower pot right next to our greeting. And I'm thinking we need something here. I went ahead and die cut out some more single flowers, and we're going to add a couple over here in this section, just as little fillers. I think that's just what it needed. I am going to add one more up here to bring in a little bit more white over here. For finishing touches, I'm going to bring in some Spellbinders Aura AB gems, and we're going to add some of the tiny ones to some of the flower centers. And that will finish off that card using the Hero Studio May Die of the Month. It's called Village Florist. So pretty. Okay, we have flowers left over, and then we have these 2 embossed backgrounds that we used using the Hero Studio background stamp. What I want to do is layer both of these together. These are both A2 panels, and I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. And I'm going to trim these in quarters. So this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So what we're going to do is trim this to 4 inches by 5 1/4. Okay, so I trim these, so now they're 4 inches by 5 1/4. Now I'm going to take this once more, and I'm going to trim this at 2 inches straight down the middle, and I have both of them layered together. And then I'm going to turn it. And then we'll take this panel, and we're going to trim both of these in half. We'll just layer these and trim both of these. So now we have 4 panels. Okay, I'm going to bring in my card base. Now we're going to take these and we're going to layer them. We'll layer both of these. And you know, my patterns aren't going to line up exactly, and I don't mind that. And then we'll take the alabaster and put it down here in this corner. And then we'll take this one and add it to this corner. And then I have 4 more panels to do the same thing to another card. Okay? Plus I'm going to keep these strips too. And then I have these strips. So now we have a background panel that kind of looks quilted, but real soft. I love that. We're actually going to use these flowers. For my greeting, I'm going to use another Hero Art Stamp and Cut set. This is the Hello There Stamp and Cut. Love it. I'm going to take my Hello There. I'm going to cut it out with some pop-up foam, and I'm also going to cut it out with some Bellini cardstock. While I was die cutting, I actually cut out some of my chiffon cardstock in a circle, and I also cut out a vellum circle. Now I'm going to take my Hello There, and again I put my pop-up foam behind here. I'm going to add it to my vellum. This vellum circle is smaller than this piece, so now I'm going to layer. We're going to do layering here. And then I will take my Hello There and layer it. I think vellum just kind of softens everything, so that's why I use it a lot. Just love the way that looks. Okay, and then I'm going to take this. We're going to add some adhesive to an alabaster circle that's slightly larger, and we will tack this down. So we have a trio of Hello There. This is going to go here. But I am going to pop this up with foam tape, and then we're going to layer it right in the middle. And then we have these little flowers that are just, they remind me of baby breath because they are so dainty. And we're going to add this to our Hello There greeting. I thought that would be real pretty, just to accent my Hello There with some little bitty flowers. So now we have some little itty bitty flowers on there. How cute is this? And then I'm going to bring in back my Aura AB gems, and we're going to add some we're going to add some gems to some of the flower centers. And that will finish that card. It's amazing what little flowers will do, huh? 2 fun cards using some Hero Studio subscriptions. We have the May Die of the Month subscription here. And then we also have the May background cling stamp. I hope this gives those of you who are subscribers some inspiration. And I thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for sticking with me to the end. I have 2 more videos that you guys might be interested here. If you guys are new and like the content that you see, click that subscribe button and also the notification bell. That way for future videos, be notified. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It sure does help the channel. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.